Good evening and welcome to Thursday night's Darkness Over New Orleans, the series finale. Uh, we really appreciate you being here with us. This has been a long time coming, and we have made so many strides to get to this moment. Thank you for being with us, either all the way or part of the way, or if you're just tuning in, you got a lot of catching up to do. I'm sorry. So many things have happened that you missed. All right. So we're gonna jump in and we're going to start doing all the introductions, and we're gonna go from just the order on the screen, left to right. Mr. Christian, please.
Hey everybody, hi, my name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, all over the internets. I'm an award-winning TTRPG performer, educator, and event coordinator here in the space. And tonight, for the final night, I will be playing Maximilian Washington, Gangrel, leader of the greatest coterie to ever grace the earth. My pronouns are he, him, and so are his.
Our next is Robin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robin, Robin the God. This is it. This is the. I don't. I'm so proud of all of this, and thank you for watching for as long as you have. I've been playing Ambrose for about 4 years now, with another group, but now with this one, and I can't believe I'm saying this is going to be the last episode. So enjoy it. I know I am. Oh, so thank you. I play Ambrose Spencer. Hi, how are you doing? Nosferatu masquerading as a Nosferatu, but a Tzimisce. We'll see what happens this episode.
Good evening, everyone. I am Thaddeus Atlas. I will be playing Ombre Valentine, the vampire lad who is a little bit sad. As we go into our final session, I thank you all for joining us, and I look forward to entertaining you for what hopefully is not the last time, but at least the last time for right now.
And I'm Dylan. You can find me across the interwebs under Roll4Dylan. My pronouns are he, they. I'm your storyteller and all the NPCs. So, without further ado, my friends, my loves, let us sink our fangs one more time in tonight's episode of Darkness Over New Orleans. Blah.
Bleh.
Turn my mic on. Okay, cool. When last we left off, I'm going to speed run this, guys, so we can jump into the nitty gritty goodness. When last we left off, we found out that, well, we already knew this. We left off with Ambrose walking down the street outside of the Malkavian fortune teller's hovel, while the two gentlemen left off to go to the gym. In that time, Ambrose ran into, not really ran into, but brought the harvester into a dark alleyway, who was attached to his back as that little ichor blob. Seemed to have been either on Ambrose or on everybody at different points for the entirety of this. What's it been? several months. Entirely several months. He then offered Ambrose the Book of Nod, so long as he helps him. Ambrose said no thanks and took out 2 of his own ribs as shanks and just jammed them into the harvester's sides and arms. Some crows went back flying over to tell the gentleman that, hey, your boy is getting jumped by a boogeyman. Max peeled the car around, went back. They jumped out the car. Audrey took out his 2 guns and went pow pow and shot the harvester nice and hard. Thud thud impact on both. Max came charging out and like a linebacker just dove over and tackled the harvester down. And it was at this time where the harvester just pretty much started laughing, saying, you know what? You guys are all starting the catalyst of a giant powder keg, and I'm okay with that. And then Ambrose lit him on fire, completely decimating the entire body and destroying it. But before that, the harvester got up from the ground, cackled while burning alive, and just spewed a cloud of ash into the sky. Oh man. With nothing but a pile of dust on the floor, the rest of the party goes, all right, well, it's time to tell everybody what happened. So we reached out to Angelo and said, hey, Sheriff, here's what's going on. We just killed the harvester, but something else has happened, it seems. And you described the ash that was flying away, and at that same moment, Angelo goes, hey, did that ash look like this ash that's flying towards me right now? And that ash decided to fly itself into the giant ichor orb that was in front of Angelo's house. While on the phone, it goes dead silent on Angelo's end. Max, Aubrey, and Ambrose hop into the car and floor it all the way down to where Angelo's home is, and we see him levitating off the ground, his eyes rolled back and his mouth wide open. Several other kindred in the area are frozen in place, and there are 1 or 2 humans who are also within the vicinity who are also stuck and rooted to the spot. We tried reaching out to the prince and to other members of the city, but there was no response to anyone at all in this time, except for when Ambrose reached out to Megan. And Megan said, you need to get here now. You guys ran over to the Ventrue Sanctum. Megan said, okay, I have permission to bring you guys somewhere, but you cannot say a word of it. She hopped into your car, and she directed you guys where to go, and we found ourselves far on the outside of the city, over by the bayou, closer to Marcel's fan boats, and into the hidden location of the Ventrue Library. Going down deep, deep, deep into the ground, you are met with Lady Grulon in this dark, slightly candlelit towers of books and scrolls and pamphlets. You find her along with her brother, who you only see the back end of him and his broken fingered hand, which looks like it had been severely damaged in battle and horribly burned. The last thing that we talked about was you guys telling, Lady Grulon telling you that you are the only people who have ever been brought here without a blindfold on and not having the location being kept a secret. These are unprecedented times, so this takes for unprecedented measures. And then her last words to you were, it's time for us to begin. With that, my friends, for the last time, the stage is yours.
Ambrose still has that aggravated damage, and I am sure he's a little bit more than thirsty. And he is looking around. He sees Lady Grulon, and you said before that her brother, or some figure of her brother was standing behind her, correct?
This side of her, yes. He put his hand on the front of her shoulder, and you saw his hand was missing the pinky and the middle finger. No, I'm sorry, the index finger and the ring finger. And he was cloaked up, so you couldn't see him. You also saw his hand was bent at an odd angle where it shouldn't be at the wrist, and there were burn marks on the back of his hand.
Despite the hunger, Ambrose peers around to take a better look at the cloaked figure. Lady Grulong, is this your brother?
Yes, this is my brother, and you shall not address him. He stays quiet, and he helps out as best he can. It's best to not try and communicate with him, as it is impossible to do so on his end.
Ooh.
She looks at her brother and she says, "It's up to you if you would like to share. It's up to you. Don't look at me like that. This is the first time we've had guests who are actually interested in you. Would you like to? All right, go ahead." And you see him, like, he's got a bit of a hunch, and he tries to straighten up, but it stays bent a bit. And you see with his both of them are mangled hands, and they take off the hood, and you see what should be a head of hair or a bald head. You see skin that is folded over and matted from what looks to be like chemical burns. Parts of the back of his ears are missing, and as he starts to turn, you see that he is very marked. Parts of his face are missing, and where there should be a mouth, a jaw, or anything in this general area is instead fixed a glass orb. And inside the orb, you see a red liquid sloshing around with every movement. The rest of his body is hidden underneath his cloak. You can't see anything other than that.
His mouth. And he says, "I could..." But he stops. He was thinking, I could fix that.
So good Dr. 90210. Other things we need to be attending to.
But could I, do you have any blood here that I need Vitae.
Are you asking him, or are you asking Lady Grulon?
His eyes are on the brother, but he's asking Lady Grulong or anyone else.
Yeah, sure. So she says, yes, Megan is on her way getting all of you some right now.
I just had to ask, and like, because above table, did we show them the pictures of the like everybody?
Not yet.
Like looking up at the sky.
Not yet.
All right.
Like you guys had just gotten there, and she had given this mini speech, and then we cut it, and now here we are.
Gotcha. So Max is going to take out his phone and then show the gallery. This is what we got going on top side. This is way above my everything grade. So I don't know what exactly we're dealing with, but I know it's our fault, unfortunately. So I don't know.
I would go blaming this on us. I can't imagine we've done anything.
We've done so much.
Lady Grulon interjects, and she said, I will have to agree with Aubrey. This is not your fault. Were you the ones who put these orbs throughout the city?
No.
No. Were you the ones who planned a possession, a mass possession, through use of the death of a person?
Probably not.
Definitely not.
Then no, this is not
No.
your fault. These are just unfortunate dominoes that happen to fall. Now,
Eldred's dominoes.
I hate that we've been running from these dominoes for months at this point.
Aubrey.
I must.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Lady Gulan.
No, I'll wait. Continue.
Aubrey, you are a Tremere, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I am. It's nice of you to be so knowledgeable about me. And I feel like I know so little about you.
Most people do. Now,
About me or about you?
well, I seem both, actually. I mean, you and your friends here, you come and go. We all know you, but we don't know you. However,
There was a time where being famous was my thing, and now I'm uncomfortable about it. You know, for my sins.
right, well, if my hunch is correct, you're about to become very famous once again.
Well then.
Are you familiar with the Tremere history by any chance?
Is this... I could give you a long-winded explanation, but my sire was not a overly verbose person, and I can say that I am entirely unaware. Blank canvas.
You have been along for... You, meaning the Tremere clan, has been around for quite some time. There's a horrible part of our timeline. I need my notes.
Worse than this.
And it is called the the Fall of Vienna. And during that time, there was
I've had those sausages. They're also not my favorite.
God damn it, I was trying not to make that joke either. Ugh.
During this time, there was a great resurgence of the Tremere and their blood sorcery, their thaumaturgy. And a lot of that knowledge was lost. Some of the things that you and your clan could do protected and warded against evil spirits. Ghosts, even. If we only had that knowledge today, would you, Aubrey, have the courage to wield it and save the city?
You just told me I'm King Arthur, and I don't even know where the sword is. I am stupid enough to be brave and dumb enough not to know better, so I'm your guy.
Wonderful. So, thank you, Megan. And Megan starts to hand out large goblets of full vitae to the three of you.
Bottoms up.
If you can all just make yourselves comfortable, I need to have a quick discussion with my brother. And she gets up from her small book-made throne and starts heading over to where her brother is, who's now to the side. And she just whispers a few things to his ear, and you see him counting on his 3 fingers, nods, and then starts heading off, shuffling. You see one leg is like dragging behind, step, drag, as he goes deeper into the library, the archives of this underground knowledge, until he's not seen even in the candlelight anymore.
How dare you keep Quasimodo from us all this time?
Oh, Aubrey, my dear friend, I am keeping niceties right now, but I would suggest you refrain from insulting my brother. Though flawed physically he may be right now. Oh, are you okay?
I'm saying that to God.
No, I take it back. I take it back. I said nothing.
I was staring at that throne like she's so epic and she has this brother.
Oh man.
Yeah, so she'll make her way back and she goes, well, while he goes and runs a little quick errand, is there anything else that the 3 of you would like to know? You're here after all.
I feel the energy. I feel Ambrose fucking vibrating.
Every hair is standing on edge.
Every hair, every cell, every thing, everything. because last time they couldn't be here. They'd never been here. So this is the first time. And so he's about to say something to Lady Gulong, and then he turns and he just looks at them.
Darling, finish your juice. You're not eating. You're just
Inside of Ambrose's head, all he hears is the Candyman can.
And so he'll like walk over to them and just put his hands on their shoulders, just to like secure them to the floor so they don't float off in space.
This is it, Aubrey. This, Max. This is this.
What's this?
This is King Arthur's sword. We are standing in the middle of it.
Yes, and to think
And then
only the
he-
cost of a library card. We could do this always.
he ducks under Max
Okay.
Oh, that's
No.
and starts to scurry around,
Okay.
looking at everything. Does any book pop out to Ambrose?
Every book pops out to
Literally
Ambrose.
everything jumps at you, but as you like get close to them, Lady Grulon, she just snaps her fingers, and goes, "I asked you if you would like anything. I did not say you could go around and touch things. Come back to your spot and sit."
Oh, this is the seventh layer of hell for her.
Oh yeah, this is rough.
Ambrose's fingers they're inches from the
what?
spines of the books, and he wants it for his hoard so badly. And he pulls back.
They say denial is the ultimate key.
This is honestly, this
You are
is
being
showing
edged
this is
so
showing-
hard right
yeah,
now.
This is like showing some growth. This is showing some major growth here. I didn't have to drag you back this time. That's impressive.
He's
Look
stiff,
at him,
like
it's the bluest of balls. Oh,
Oh,
he's
you haven't moved yet?
he's like rigor mortis, like walking just real stiff,
Yeah,
afraid.
Max is just gonna like walk over, scoop them up, but like they are like that, and
this
then
is not
just
his normal crunchy. This is
this is block of ice crunch.
So you have knowledge. You have, Lady Gulong, you have thaumaturgic, blood sorcery, witchcrafty knowledge for Aubrey to possess, to know about. Yes.
For Aubrey, yes. I
oh,
have.
what a punishment. And I am not a reader. No, do any of these come with a tape?
I was gonna say an audiobook might be helpful.
They didn't have the technology back then, and I'm not one to sit around and listen to my own voice for hours at end.
That's very lovely.
I could be persuaded.
I
Could be
thought you
persuaded.
could.
I could.
Not you,
Yeah,
Thorn.
Ambrose is being held. Ambrose is being held like a dog.
There's some meatsiness is just growing an arm out of sight.
I don't know what knowledge I could use to stop what's happening. I don't know what's happening. So
Well, you have a great relationship with rats, and I imagine
I do. Rats, dogs, cats, birds.
sacrificially they'll probably be very useful before the end.
Do we forget that the birds brought hand grenades to our fight with dinosaurs? Did we forget that happened?
I never stop remembering. It's upsetting.
Put some respect on their name.
They're not. There's not any here, are there?
Oh my god.
There are
This
no
is probably a
creatures. There are not
Midway
even any
Coliseum here.
insects in here, from what you can tell. This place is, although
there's
the
one.
books and everything is in a complete disarray, this place is pristine otherwise. Somehow,
it's got
they
ADHD
avoided the
book
water from
piles.
coming in.
I'm imagining the Game of Thrones throne, like climbing with just books, and then
Yes. Yes.
this is the stuff of legends. Think about the fort we could build in here.
Stop talking about that.
Aubrey. Aubrey,
You're,
please.
you're killing them.
All right. Well, and he's trying to snap himself out of it. All right. He takes his arm away from Max.
Mhm.
I don't understand how we can fix this. I've never seen a masquerade breach like this. I have never seen a masquerade breach like this before. And
Have you
this
seen
is
others?
I love you, Aubrey. I love your timing. I love it.
I'm working on my ascertaining of knowledge.
You should work on your type
It's a
5
new,
little
it's a
bit
new
more.
path I'm on.
Oh,
Mm.
Regardless, this is the entire city. How are we going to cover this up? How are we going to hide this from hunters who very well may be on their way right now? Should we not consider fleeing?
there have
That's
been
crazy.
some instances in history where a certain compound of sorts may have been accidentally dripped into the water main, causing multiple people to have severe reactions.
Are we
We-
talking about like memory loss kind of deal?
Well,
LSD?
not so much memory
we
loss,
talk
so much as we stage a hoax.
Okay.
And we let all
I
the
will leave
news
that to
outlets
to the actors.
we let all the news outlets know that there was a contaminant at the water
Noble
purification centers. We have kindred who are there, who are working. We have passable ghouls who are also working at the water purification center.
There it is.
I didn't hear anything you said. I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna go with
Sorry. Could I ask what company would be in charge of that?
The state?
You got a connection that we should know about? Is that like whisper over to Ambrose? Do you have to worry about anything?
I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna leave the cover up stuff to the actors. Oh boy, again, simple man, punches people. Used to do it professionally. Now I teach it. I don't know what I'm in, but I will follow the lead of those who do. If a hoax at the water purification plant works, I'm cool with that.
I'm honestly glad we didn't settle on the running away plan. As many times as I had mentioned it, I just figured that I was the jerk.
No. You are a sensible kindred being in the wanting to leave trouble as fast as possible.
I have been told recently that I am a man that's destined for great untold knowledges.
I agree with that.
Is Lady Aisha still there?
I mean,
Still in
Gulong.
the same room with us?
Lady
Meanwhile-
Aisha was never in the library. She was
Remember
back at
they made a
at the
mistake.
manor. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember last week, 2 weeks ago, we were like, "What? They're here? Oh God!" And no, but that was a mistake.
Okay, it's only Lady Gulong.
Yes.
Lady Gulong and their brother
And Megan.
and
Lady-
Megan here too.
Lady Gulong, I must. Perhaps this is relevant. The harvester mentioned something about. The harvester mentioned something about needing. Oh no, it was Megan that said there needed to be an army. No, not Megan. The Malkavian. Janet.
Tell me what they said, and I can tell you who said it.
Hey. that the city is now ready for an army to come through.
The harvester had said that had
There's
said
nothing stopping an army to come through, and
yes.
Ambrose relays that to Lady Gurlong. But what if there's an army already here?
If you're talking about our entire community, I would not call us an army so much as a collection of houses who, given the right choices, would fight with each other as opposed to against each other.
No. No. I mean, another clan. An army of another clan.
Well, what other clan would that be, and why would an army of them be coming here?
An army of flesh and bone and teeth.
You just described all of us.
All armies, really, that I'm aware of.
Indeed, Aubrey.
Very light mistakes.
Maxwell just go. I think the time for subtlety might be done.
The Zamitsi are already here. They're in the city.
And how do you know this?
All of you know. I think you knew the day I healed you.
I just chalked it up to
No.
knowing a few tricks.
You are an elder. You are intelligent. Look around this library. That did not. You did not dismiss that. I don't believe for 1 second you dismissed that. You are knowledge incarnate.
Darling, if you tell her, then she'll know.
Thorn, did you know that, rare as it may be, Nosferatu, such as yourself, can learn tricks of the trade that are specific to other clans, so long as they find a teacher somewhere? Now, before you became a staple to this city, no one knew you. And you have told us time and time again that you had been traveling across the country almost. In that time, for all I know, is you could have met a Zemitsi who had trained you, or you could have met a very good Tremere who also knows how to mold skin and flesh. So I did not put past that you yourself could be a Zemitsi, if that's what you are insinuating.
I don't insinuate anything.
Then speak plainly, child.
Your city is crawling with my kind at this very moment. From the sewers to the rooftops, through people who walk around like normal mortals. They are around every corner. So how do we fight that?
She sits back, and you see her face has not really changed in demeanor whatsoever. She doesn't show shock, betrayal, anger, fear, nothing. And she just looks at the other two and goes, "And you two knew of this?"
We did.
Unfortunately, I'm a wealth of knowledge.
Thank for their affection to me.
So now I can't tell if you're lying to me, Ambrose, because you've been lying to everyone this whole time that we've known you. So now I can't understand, or rather trust, a word that you say. However, Max here is a staple to our city. His name has been known for a long time. Aubrey, while being world famous, has also made a name for himself in this city. Thorn, you yourself has made a name for this city, but now you're telling me things that are completely falsified from my own knowledge. If you are truly a Tzimisce, and you are playing makeup as Nosferatu, I'm not one to give orders much, but I think it's time for you to show who you truly are then.
Be less horrifying to look at this face? I think it would be. And he takes his hands and starts to mold, crack, ligaments pulling and tearing, flesh loshing. And then he takes down his hands, and you see Ambrose Windsor.
And there you are. Excuse me.
You dying? What's happening? Don't die on us.
It seems the GM was also surprised.
So surprised. I had no idea.
Taking a
This
back.
whole time? This whole
Whole
time?
time. She then says, and there you are, the hunted masquerade breacher. Will you be honest with me if I ask you just one simple question?
Yes. Yes, this question I will be.
Very good. Did you have anything to do with this army that is here, hidden within us?
I did not bring them. And I want the leader of this army destroyed as quickly as possible.
So you know the leader then?
They are my sire Devora.
You tell me that you had nothing to do with the army coming here, and then you offhandedly say their leader is your sire. Ambrose Windsor, if you ever plan on seeing the night sky once again, you're going to have to tell me everything. Just as she's saying this, her brother comes shuffling up with three scrolls tucked under his good arm. And she looks at him to the side and just goes, very good. Give them to that one, pointing over to Aubrey.
That's just what I've always wanted.
He shuffles over to you, and you see that the scrolls, they are each bound with the clan's emblem in a wax seal holding the paper together. These are very old pieces of paper. They almost crack at your just gentle touch.
Perhaps there's someone that could help me with these to ensure that they are stable.
The brother he starts to nod, and then he just once again, it's amazing how delicate he can be for one so broken. It's as if he knows the fragility of everything else around him, in himself.
Very well spoken.
And he just leads you over to a table, and he gently places the scrolls onto the table, lifting one up and putting it just a hand's length away from a candle so that the wax seal can slowly start to melt off.
I do my darndest. I try really, really hard to not let the ADHD take me. And I lock in.
Oh God, ADHD and a vampire's gotta be a mess.
It's not fun in a human either, I'll tell you that much.
Hit me out. I may just be playing my own self.
Hey, no,
I'm equipped for this moment.
Character bleed, baby. Let's go.
All right. As the first scroll opens up, you can see it's in English, but like ye old English. So it is in
I
a
like this. This is
vernacular
like
that is
English, but
familiar and foreign at the same time.
Retro.
Retro.
Thou and before shall. I feel like there was an easier way to say this.
It's in Wingdings. What's happening?
This whole thing, iambic pentameter. It's a
Of
little
course it is.
rhymy.
Of course it is. It's in Shakespearean time. It makes sense.
Oh God, shoot me now. Good Lord.
It is the east, like the wind.
Wherefore art thou, Aubrey?
In hell.
All right. Megan comes to your side and she says, "Would you appreciate some help?"
Desperately. I'm any boomer looking at a cell phone. That's new. Like a brand new cell phone. It's just, might as well be a different item.
How do you make
It's
this
old
into a
ink.
PDF?
It's old English.
Does this have the internets?
This is a piece of paper, Aubrey. It's
Made of cloth fibers.
Yes, I've heard of this.
It does not have Wi-Fi.
Not
Anyway,
been around it
so
very
she leans over the table and starts looking at you. She goes, "Okay." Looks at you and she goes, "We can do this." And she looks back down at the paper and starts like slowly reading over it. Her finger like hovering over each word and like very, very slowly scanning the whole page. While that's happening, Max, you have the Ventru Antediluvian. Not Antediluvian, excuse me. The Ventru Primogen barking down at the fully revealed Ambrose, while your other coterie member is off to the side in study sessions. What are you doing now?
I'm gonna go stand in front of the barking.
Bark,
As
bark.
the guardian I am.
All right. Lady Grulon turns her attention to you and says, "Yes, Primogen of the Gangrel."
We can save the trials for later. There are going to be several, I'm sure. Yes, this happened because of the obsession of Saya to their child. They could not have known that Devora's forces and the Harvester's forces could be working in tandem.
I don't believe.
That's not your fault. And that's not their fault.
You don't understand. I don't believe that her being here with her army is only to do with me. I think it is something more. When I spoke with the Tzimisce general, he made it seem as though there was something else that they were fighting for or towards. Something apocalyptic, should I say?
Oh, lovely.
I assure you, this city, as well as my coterie, are my horde. If you believe nothing else of the Tzimisce, believe that.
You're claiming
I would
onus of our entire city and everything within it?
Every rock, every tree, The hunger that's inside of a Tzimisce, you cannot quench it. And I will protect this place. I will protect my people, my coterie, and those within this city. To my last breath, I will. Not because it is right or good, because I'm honorable, I'm noble, I have ethics.
Ha ha ha.
This is mine. They are mine, and I love them both.
If this war is to happen, we will see. And she sits back down. Max, you are correct. There are many things that are about to come to fruition, it seems. Squabbling here will do us all no good. So, Aubrey, I need you to learn those 3 tomes, those 3 scrolls, as quickly as you can. I do believe that
don't say it
our
like that.
good prince is a Tremere as well. Do you know any other Tremeres who might be in the vicinity who could assist with this?
I don't know about in the area, but I do have a card.
Good.
Like-
Let's get as many as we can. Not here. Please, not here. Back in the city. That'd be great.
Please, God, not here. Please.
Megan picks her head up. She goes, I figured out. This says, this is a ritual. This is a blood ritual. This is calling the aura's remnants. And then she looks at the second one and goes, this one is stone of the true form, and this last one is warding circle against spirits. If you don't mind, Lady Grulon, I will go with these 3 back to the city so I can continue deciphering these words into a way that he'll understand.
Don't say it like that, but yes, you better get on it.
Did you understand any of this
This
beforehand?
one, Megan. Some. I know that word. Ooh, there's a couple of words here I know.
I know some of these
I know
words.
some of these words.
Why wasn't I made a Tremere? Why? Why, God, why? It's not fair.
Like, as we're all like gathering up to leave, I think Max just walks up to Lady Gulong. I understand the distaste for lies. I get it. Again, if you can't trust them, trust the son of Angelo, sheriff. And for that, a very good man. Trust that I'm making sure that the city is at its safest, and its safest is with Ambrose. And I wouldn't trust many people with my life, with this city's life, other than to them.
From one Primogen to the other, I have to put my trust and faith in you. But not only that, knowing you as a person and knowing the metal behind you and your convictions in the past, along with saving my life. Yes, okay, very good.
Max
I-
does laugh, genuinely.
I will put my trust in your words.
Thank you. And it's lovely to be back here again. Though, again, same time, this means nothing to me.
Oh, that's nice. My entire life's work. Nothing. Good, yes, continue.
I'm sorry. I apologize. It's just not for me.
Sick
Brooklyn-
burn, brother.
Brooklyn is not for me.
You really
Wait, did-
gave her a dig.
Did we reveal that he was holding a book of Nod or the book of Nod?
You
we
guys
talk
did not
about
tell that to him, no. Tell it to Lady Grulon, no.
I think I'm gonna walk over to Ambrose and be like, hey, if you want to like get on their good side, if you want to like get like brownie points and bonus points because you've lost a lot, you might want to talk about that because that's important. That's like that's the big thing, right? Like that book is like the whole kind of like holy
What I-
grail of.
I
The
just
Book
know
of
what everyone
Knot.
sees in books.
Oh. Lady Gulong. Yes.
Push him and like push him towards them.
Yes. Trying to retain his dignity, straightens up a little bit more.
Ugh.
The Harvester offered me the Book of Nod. I didn't take it. I don't have it. I swear to Cain. I promise to whatever. I swear. However, he did offer it to me. And to teach
And-
me certain things.
Where is it now?
Well, I burned him. And I assumed, and now that I'm saying it out loud, I can hear that this is quite stupid to just assume one such as I. Oh God, I calculate everything, don't I? But not this. No. I assumed that it burned.
Did
with
you
the rest of
check?
his act.
It was a pile of ashes. There was nothing there but the pile of ashes that was floating into the sky. For fuck's sake.
The man
What?
can
Hear me out.
dip
Could I have
into
retroactively
the.
checked and been hiding the book?
He can dip into a different plane of existence called what is it? The
Oblivion.
thank you,
Shadow Realm.
Oblivion. But
Love that I know that.
you didn't check to see if there was any markings or whatnot. You just it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. If there's a book of Nod out on the loose, there's a book of Nod on the loose. There's an army of the Tzimisce on the way anyway. So why not just let one more thing fall into place that a mortal might be able to find? It's okay. It's fine. Really, nothing bad's ever going to happen with that on the open.
Lady Gulong, welcome to my whole 6 months as a premature.
I do have to ask, do you need a Volst?
God damn it.
You better pray
We need
to
to leave.
whatever
We need to
god
leave.
you may
We need to
believe
leave right
in
now.
that you have not set a vase onto our city.
Set a vase onto the city? I told you this is my city. I would never let anything attack it. Guard it, however. That's a different subject altogether. Guarding is a different subject. I didn't attack. I didn't. set
Aubrey, go be
vase
the
on-
hero that you are meant to be and take this thing with you.
Wait, Lady Gulong, I really love your library.
Nope. And just gonna like grab them and like firemen carry them out. Of the
You're done. You're done. You're
Please.
done.
There's so many books.
You're never going to be allowed in here again.
You're never gonna be allowed here again.
These firemen carrying him, and he's just kicking his little heels and hitting his little fists.
Oh God, I'm sorry. We need to leave before we don't see the light of day or the
It
light of
will-
night.
No, she had a Bell Library for Beauty and the Beast. She had one. I want to go back.
I'm sorry, bud. I'm so sorry.
In this case, does that make her the beauty or you the beauty?
All right. Megan bids her farewell to Lady Grelon and to her brother, and you hear her whispers going, "I'm fucking sorry," and she just follows behind and makes her way up the very long mine shaft back up to ground level. Once you're back up, she replaces the fake rock over the hole, puts a few bushes to the side, and says directly to Ambrose, "Don't.
Stop remembering.
You did not see this. I have ways of making you forget. Just don't." Now, student, looking at Aubrey, time to study.
I wasn't doing anything.
And that's the point. You weren't doing anything. You need to be studying. Let's go. Let's go. Everyone into your car. Let's go now. Max, start her up, please.
Reading and driving makes me sick.
I imagine that they're gonna be in the back seat studying while Ambrose and Max are in the front.
Hear me out. Could he get flashcards?
You read it out loud.
It kind of has to be read out loud.
It doesn't sound as magical as you think. It's something about throwing stones at people.
Mm.
I,
I mean, that sounds like old times.
I mean, you're not supposed to, I thought, in the Bible, but this one says we're going to throw a stone at someone.
Stop writing directions down. Like the paper. And like,
All right.
we'll like look at them like I know your brain is no, stop it. I'm gonna eat that paper.
All right, you can eat the paper.
I'm gonna eat that paper.
So in the hour plus it takes to get back to the city, Aubrey, you have gone over each of these three rituals with Megan in depth several times, and for some reason, it's all making very easy to understand sense to you. As if something ancient within you, like your beast is hearing this, and the beast is saying, "Ah, we have missed this." And it is welcoming that knowledge into you freely.
See, reading isn't even that hard.
It's like, oh, your beast went. Oh, that's my jam. Okay.
I've got to see if they have any more of these scrolls.
We about
the
to have a
alphabet?
party.
Let's go.
Hurts.
As we drive back in the city, is it worse than when we left, or is it the same pretty much?
Different people have different definitions of the word worst.
No,
Love that for us. Love
me
that.
How
Now,
do you feel about things that are terrible?
that being said, there are definitely more mortals that are being affected by this. As you are driving through New Orleans proper, going past the touristy areas, you are seeing a grand amount of people who have now frozen in place. There are the rhythmic sounds of ambulances sirening all over the city as they are trying to load people up onto stretchers.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's gotten worse for the mortals, but for some reason, probably because the 911 call has been sent out by you guys, you don't see the kindred that you've typically seen, both at court and throughout your just regular going outs in the city for the past several months to year.
Mm-hmm.
They are not to be seen, except for in the few spots that you have originally sought out. In front of the Angelo's house, outside the manor, no one that you're aware of at the moment is frozen in place, but there are still just a few kindred.
Mm-hmm. Are any kindred free, or is it like
Yes.
everybody's like
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh boy. Okay.
Think I could possibly fix my fucking face.
I mean, go ahead. We've been driving for an hour and a half. I'm sure you can fix it then.
Yeah, you could have done that by the time you got into the car. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that.
I'm not a
Great.
monster.
Awesome.
It never
I'm
gets
back.
it never gets better. It's always awful sounding.
Back to being crunchy.
Ugh, gross.
All right, we're going to take a break right here. We're going to take a 15-minute break here. We'll be back at 9:15, and we are going to have the end of this session.
Or to get right into it.
See you in
Right up
15,
in there.
everybody. Good luck. Bye. Okay, hey, welcome back. All right. If you've been with us since the beginning of this episode, thank you for staying. If you're just joining us, hello and welcome. Ah, vampires. I see you, Vancouver. All right. Let's get into it. You guys are now driving through the city, and where are you going first? Where do you want to stop first with your new found knowledge on how to possibly fix this problem?
I want to. Selfishly, I'm going to drive back to my father.
Okay,
So I'm like, we need to save the prince. Now, fuck that. My dad first.
great. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Ambrose. Not Ambrose. Aubrey. While you were driving, were you making a call, like you had mentioned to Lady Grelon?
Oh, to your other streamer friend. Oh, to the
Yes,
the guy.
of course. I was reaching out to Mike and also studying very much.
Okay.
I can do two things at once.
All right.
I'm known for it, really.
So you reach out to Mike, and he picks up pretty promptly. Goes, well, took you a little time, but you finally reached out to me. Hey there, Aubrey.
Yes, Mike. Here's the thing. I'm going to need a little bit of a signing bonus, and by that I mean your help.
Oh, of course. My pleasure. I would be happy to help you out. In terms of what? Is it in terms of like you need like special housing? You need to have certain
Eldritch
things.
ingredients.
I'm sorry. What?
There's a little bit of a spell work here. You know, we're calling on the aura's remnants, and we are, working on the stone of true form, and just, items for warding circles, and some help to do those things. I figured, who better than Mr. Nelson himself?
Okay, well, I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but I'm just outside of New Orleans right now. Where do you want me to meet you?
Perfect. Where do we want them to meet us, guys?
I mean, the biggest part might be the prince's place, but
Well, you said the biggest what? Because
the most important clientele that need help. Dude, the city's in trouble. We need some spell work to get this shit done. I don't know why we're being theatrical
we
about
should
this.
start out. What are you thinking outside of
Hold
the,
on. I can hear your friends shouting from wherever you guys are right now. Is there something happening that I should be aware of?
Yes, it's a bit of a ghost taking over the bodies of all of the civilians in town, and classic us hijinks. Just really.
Classic us.
Oh, so like mass possessions is happening across the city.
Oh yes, just across the city though.
Oh, nothing big. Sure, yeah. Let me hang up this phone call. Let me call a few people, and
All right.
sure, I'll meet you at the
Outside the prince's house.
Okay, that sounds like a great place. All right. Click.
Wonderful. It's a date then.
Let me
I
get
hung
off
up
this
first,
public
guys.
line real quick.
I hung up first. I'll have you know.
That's the most real shit. We should not talk on the phone. Let's do that real quick. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, talking about that sort of stuff, rituals and other sort of things outside of the prince's house or with a phone. That's fine. This is fine. We're living in an upside down world. Everyone's
Yes.
a masquerade breacher. This should not be just on me. Fuck all of you. And
Ah!
down
Okay,
his seat.
your book lists, and here we are reading these ancient scrolls. It's an upside down world.
It's been an upside down world for months at this point. What are we talking about?
Look at that. Looking like my toddler right now.
An aggressive pout you have on, my dear.
Talk to me. Don't touch me.
I
unless you-
promise, when this is all over, we will get you a library card, and you can read all the books you want.
Don't.
And if they have some scrolls, maybe I'll pick one up. Maybe they have some scrolls on tape.
Going to and tries to go over the seat.
As you're trying to do this,
delicate.
Megan's got her foot pushing your face back, going, "Don't you dare! These are ancient." And Max, you pull up outside of Angelo's, who is still floating, and it is now a small crowd has started to gather. And they're all trying. It's like that scene in Thor 1 where they're all trying to get the hammer. They're all trying to move Angelo out of the sky, and he's not budging.
When you say people, do you mean my people or other people? People.
Humans, mortals.
Okay, all right.
It's become like a drinking game almost at this point.
Hey, Aubrey, can you do your little mind blah 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 thing at them?
I need that. I definitely
You want
need
me
that.
to mind blah them?
Well, make them more susceptible to suggestion because we can't. How you gotta explain?
Yes, they're
this.
just people, right? I can get them to
Yes.
do anything. What would you like them to do?
not jump off roof this time. Just like
Kick rocks.
maybe not kick. Well, if you say kick rocks, literally kick
I
rocks.
do need somebody
Just
to throw rocks.
Megan then enters, goes, Aubrey,
Yes.
it's what my clan can do as well. Let's use our discipline to make sure that these people forget what they've seen and they go about their worthless lives.
Oh,
Shall we?
No problem. I can make them forget this month.
I love it. Let's make that happen. We'll blame it on the water as well. And she hops out of the car.
man, just blame it on the water. What are we, Michigan?
Well, I have heard the fluoride's quite bad, but the guy who said it sounded like he was possessed, so I'm not entirely sure if I trust
Also, that's
him.
not a joke. It's really sad.
It's terrible what's happening in Flint, to be completely honest. But yeah, it was a well-placed joke. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
Yeah,
not
but listening to
outside
him
of
was
the
awful.
scope of reality. It's not outside the scope of reality. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, it's yeah. It's the
Awesome.
real life Pentex. Anyway, so Megan hops
Real
out.
life Pentex.
Yeah.
Holy shit, real life Pentex.
Megan hops out and she does like the whole Men in Black thing. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please take a look over here? And she's looking over her shoulder at you like, come on, fucking get out of the car, help me out here.
I step out in my, the way I do. I saunter
Yeah.
to the center of the crowd. Everyone, if you'll look really closely right here, we're looking right at my finger and then right down here to my eyes. Real ASMR, little clacky clacky, and then. If you'll all just realize that the last week of your life has been the best you've ever had, you're all gonna go home and think about every day before this one, because this one you're never going to remember. Now, please return to your houses and think about the last several days you've had and how great they are. And he mutters under his breath, because we could all be dead tomorrow.
Now, before you finish this this little trick of your discipline, one of them goes, "Hey, ain't you that artist named Aubrey?" Oh, they did.
Oh, damn it! One of my fans.
Was a
Here in
fan.
this place. I was really
became a
hoping you
fan
could do
this week.
better. Shit. I hope he didn't find out about me today.
Oof.
And the crowd who has all been like neuralized, for the better part of a term, then just starts to disperse and go back to their homes as they were just ordered by Aubrey and to Megan as well.
Buy my albums.
Make me rich
That's
again.
what we call grassroots marketing.
But yeah,
That's
alright.
called manipulation. Anyway, let's see.
One and the same.
So there's our sheriff, and she says, looking at him as he's just statically in the air right there in front of you guys.
So, I'm wondering, Megan, do you think this is more talk to the dead sort of situation, or a more circle of the binding situation? I haven't had time to prepare a story.
If I had things my way, I would probably put a warding circle underneath the person, and then maybe
Tower of
call the
Christ,
aura's
stone
remnant. So I mean, well, let's not throw stones at people we like. We could use it
I
against them.
appreciate that. If you didn't throw
really
stones at my
shouldn't be
father, I
with
appreciate that.
No problem. He's also our sheriff. But
Yes.
Listen,
Cut to.
thou who is without sin casts the first stone, and
we are all
I'm
fucking
famous for
sinners
mine.
here, all right? Let's not even play the Catholic thing. From what I understand, you all burnt down a fucking church, but that's neither here nor there. So,
it was obstructing the skyline.
Only a church?
and so is the Prince's Manor. You gonna burn that down next?
If it was, let's talk
No.
about that later. We have
Alright.
a whole night ahead of us.
All right.
Okay.
So
Only
she
the
gave
Manor.
you
Okay.
she gave you her ideas
Don't
of what
brag
to
about
do.
that. Don't.
How would you like to
that's why you're in
proceed?
trouble. Don't brag about burning things.
I think
other buildings.
it's time to do a little wardy ward.
All right, we are going for the ward.
No, that's not like you get like mind bending someone into becoming my ward. This is just like doing
Yeah,
a ward.
yeah. It's the warding circle against spirits. So
Yeah.
I need you to give
Couple of rouse checks.
3 of them
God damn it.
to make
Those are
sure
on
that
my
this.
on me old blood dice, eh?
If you have any blood dice,
Well, I'm
oh yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Rouse is just a is the blood dice. Yes, excuse me.
Yeah, it's single.
I'm still laughing about that.
About
Basic
what I
success,
miss.
No,
Basic success, basic success.
Robin was basically like, "Oh, you're the church. That's really the biggest thing you've burnt down. Like, don't
Take me
brag
to
about that. That's
church.
why you're in trouble in the first place."
Yeah, right. Oh, in the Natural Museum of History in New York City. Well,
Tell
good.
us
So you succeed in all 3 of your rouse checks. So now you need to do an intelligence and blood sorcery to make the
Everybody knows I'm so intelligent.
to make the ward underneath Angelo.
Would they get assistance because Megan's helping them? advantage was. If
She
it doesn't
doesn't
manage
have
existed-
blood sorcery, so she can't really help.
Okay,
But you
alright,
can
just wanted to-
cheerlead her on, and go, "You got this. You can do this. I
Max.
believe in you."
Max,
What's up?
and he
Yes.
pulls Max really close.
What's up?
Didn't you
That's a
hear
six.
what Lady Gulong said?
I've heard a lot of what Lady Gulong said. A lot of it was
Yeah.
yelling at you. What's up?
It's not impossible for us to learn other people's disciplines.
This
What
is
do you
wrong
think she
kind of
means
dice.
by that?
I would assume it means that we can also pick up a book and eventually learn the magics that other vampires can use. But it would, I'm guessing, take an actual teacher to do that because I'm not going to be learning anything from the backseat of a car.
I don't think that's what she meant, but I'm curious now.
What do you think that they meant? They got me curious. What trouble could you possibly want to do now that adds to the plate that is
don't
this
want
buffet
any-
of your life?
I'm not asking for trouble. I'm not looking for trouble. I'm just saying, do you think you could learn how to fleshcraft? No. You don't have it. You just don't have the stuff. Just like, you just don't got it.
I'm
and-
glad I don't.
But the
I
thing
don't know.
is,
Maybe if there was a scroll about it, I could try. Saying as I'm doing my little ward.
Speaking of how many successes did you get?
2 critical, 2 regular, and then 2 fails. I think. that's
Okay, so the
4.
criticals make it a nice. You're able to sit there for the few moments that it takes for you to properly just read out the incantations and make the proper gestures and whatnot for the ward underneath Angelo. And you all see just like a slight hum in the air happens as just a gentle illumination that you see for a quick second as the little glyphs start forming on the floor. And then they just fade out, but you can feel that the presence of something strong is still there.
I never fancied myself an artist, but with the use of these scrolls, I'm really coming along nicely. Well, not that kind of artist. I've always been an artist.
Ambrose is going to take a step back away from these glowing, ominous ruins.
They're supposed to
Rune?
do that. I think.
Right. Your runes are weird.
They
That-
lost me on the ye before thy cleanse of sin. I don't
Except
know.
after though.
The before e. I don't. And sometimes why. I don't. When what time?
Just why? Just a little why? Oh.
Hydration and stretch.
Force me into hydration.
Thank you, Alec.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Okay, so with that, as soon as the ward goes off, you start to see Angelo start to slowly descend, and he just sits in the circle that is underneath him.
Wait, what, I want to do my what's the Trump dance? That's really terrible.
No. Nope. Don't do it. Anything that the man does is terrible.
I want to do the Seth Rogen dice roll. Baby, you're so money and you don't even know it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you would be throwing it back. And some damn ducky pants.
So Angela is now on the ground.
Is he
sitting.
Still, like, is he still like slack jawed?
No, his face has now come back to like his jaw is closed. His jaw and eyes have both now closed. So he looks now. He's just sleeping in the ground.
Hear me out. Because we didn't catch him, did he just fall?
No, it's a slow descent.
Oh, okay.
The ward is controlling the spirit to be stuck in that space, so it was slowly forcing it out like a sieve, and he just like.
I was eager to say that wasn't my fault. I didn't do that. This isn't because it's my first time. This is how the word works.
Right. Wait, do we see something like getting out of him?
No, you do not. Just like you wouldn't be able to see the spirits beforehand unless you were looking through the camera.
Yeah. just Ambrose
See,
like.
You just see a flash right behind him.
Yeah, you see that there is a spirit, and the spirit is now in the same stance that Angela was in the air. Arms pulled back, legs straight, looking upwards. It is now stuck.
Is he safe to pull out? Is it good? Are we okay? Do we have to do anything else?
God, if I had a nickel.
Are you asking me or are you asking Aubrey?
I'm asking Aubrey.
Okay.
It didn't say anything about removing him. I don't know.
I also don't want to smear the circle if I pull him out. You know,
Well, it's just if he stays there, is he really in any more danger?
I need him to be in no danger.
Megan starts dragging him. Why do you guys have to talk about everything? Just make shit happen.
Well, I wasn't about to take responsibility for killing your dad, is all she was doing. First of all, you know I've never liked him, and this would have been an awful moment for me to be like, oh no, I didn't read it. Now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I really do.
And I thought maybe it'd bring us closer together if you didn't.
We'll hug you.
Okay.
Megan gently
let's get your dad
brings
to
him
safety.
over a little bit to the side and starts heading over. Okay, there are 2 more here. Please, let's go. Come, quick.
Oh yes, so let's just do this for the whole city. Is this the plan?
Well, I think that's why you called your friend, right? Because you'd be very, very busy and you probably wouldn't be done within about a month, right?
Just thought there'd be more dragon slaying and nightly things, and not painting. Like
Funny that you say dragon slaying. Aren't the Tzimisce called the dragons? Looking over to Ambrose.
Yes, that's very. Yes. Yeah.
Didn't even come with a comeback. Damn. Oof.
And you're a Ventru.
No, not even.
I don't have anything. That's it.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
And she starts heading off.
Ouch. That hurt me. Gotta work on that. I'm just gonna rush over to Angelo and
Yep.
check on him.
Right before Aubrey, I'm just going to go ahead and say, for all intents and purposes,
I'm
you are
there
now
just
working
doing
on the
circles
2 other kindreds and the other
talking
mortals
shit
in the
from a
area.
distance.
Perfect. Great.
You're welcome, Angelo.
Ambrose is taking everything, like imprinting everything he's doing to mind.
Of
like
course he
reading
is.
over his shoulder, imprinting everything. He's taking it all in.
Drawing
Mm-hmm.
and messing it up.
Asking questions like, is there a reason you went counterclockwise this time? I'm like, I'm just trying to get it done. I don't. Sometimes I do the little symbols first. Sometimes I do the circle first. Not sure if it makes a difference.
Order doesn't matter.
Max, as you're on top of Angel, just like, I guess almost cradling him, it's almost, and you're asking this if he's awake, you like get a little, come on, wake up.
Yep.
He goes,
Exactly.
stop slapping me. I don't want to wake up like this. What are you doing?
Wake up.
What? Oh, God, another day like this. What the hell happened? Why am I awake on the floor?
You got possessed.
You've been sleeping on the job, Angelo. Not very professional.
Oh, God, he's talking again.
You also can't shit talk him because he saved your life again.
Fuck. All right, fine. God damn it. Okay. All right.
That's like
Cool.
twice now.
So you said I was possessed. All right. Cool. Nice. All right. So.
By the way, not just you, like the entire city of New Orleans.
Oh, even better. Good. I should have stayed asleep.
Yep. No, wake up. Wake up, it's your mess.
Okay. And he starts to like
I'm not sheriff.
Honestly,
slowly
it's
getting
not
up.
so bad. Not so bad being a masquerade breaker. It's fine. You'll be fine.
How would you know that?
Oh, Angelo. Just focus on your recovery, really.
We gotta stay. Oh God, the Harvester's a bad man. Okay, we gotta do stuff like they're
Okay,
like, he'll
all right,
bring over
so-
stuff to Aubrey as they're doing circles with Megan. Like they're trying to fix people here, and then we're gonna head over to the prince's place to help them. The whole, like I
Okay.
said, the whole city is fucked.
Okay, great, wonderful, love that. So Aubrey now has magical powers where he figures out how to do this stuff. Cool, I like that. I was possessed, and so are some of our friends over here. And it looks like some of our human over in the area. They're okay, great. So this is terrible. All right, good.
We're gonna have to come up with a water main contaminant story. If you got that in the Rolodex, you might have to start rolling that story out. Or fixing it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the water purification. The guy who works for PR is on our payroll, so we can.
Yeah, I know. You might want to talk when he might need to save him because, like I said, whole city's just a mess. Okay. Yeah, let's get you
okay.
up. Let's get you up.
Great. Yeah. All right. I'm up. All right. So hey, it's late. I'm sure that things are gonna be happening fairly quickly before the sun rises. I don't want any of us to, disappear. So what do you need from me?
Right. Well, not now. We need to like like I said, once they're done, we're gonna head to the prince's place. And see what needs to get done there.
We need more Tremere. There has to be more Tremere than just Aubrey, the guy he called, and our prince.
This is
We need far more Tremere.
He's not a guy. He's my sire now.
Well,
I've
We
really
need more-
streamlined this. I'm walking out of Max's gym with like a rug that I painted the sigil on.
just like rolling it out and casting the spell over and over
I
again.
found this in your office.
Don't just take shit from the. What the fuck?
Do you want me to put it back?
Okay. Well, you need more Tremere. I mean, Baton Rouge has a ton of them. I mean that's where our prince is from. Yeah. Let's get that shit going then. Yeah. Let's do it.
Who would have thought my people were so close?
Yeah, so far they couldn't be farther than Baton Rouge.
All right, so you get the next other two kindred back up on their feet. You get the three humans all fixed, and you give them the little "You saw nothing. Carry on, you're my wayward son." Jedi
my
mind
album.
tracks on them.
Buy my album. Replace this memory with buying my album.
it was very supernatural coded.
Very much so.
And then you all start heading
And then
over
the-
to
Plymouth.
the car, right, to get into and go over to the prince's manor.
Yeah, it's extra tight now because this is an extra person.
Hey, Robin,
Oh God.
can
No,
you
I don't like the way you
please?
said
I know. Can you please roll for me while you are all driving away? Can
They're
you
not
please
driving,
roll?
are they?
Come on, pages.
God, what are you rolling?
Wits and awareness, please.
What are we rolling? We're rolling in the deep.
Why do I only got one wit? That's bullshit.
Based
that's
on
you,
your
my friend.
decision-making,
my
it's
my
on point.
intelligence and resolve is so fucking high. Wit's not so much.
That wisdom, how to use it, not so much.
All right. So I have two hunger die, but did that go
But
away
you,
when
yeah,
I drank
you
the...
slated that by the time you had. Yeah, so you should.
All right, here we
You
go.
should all have 0 blood dice right now.
Well, we got 3 critical, sir.
Failures or successes?
Yeah, that
Successes.
matters. Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Scared the fuck out of me.
Okay.
That scared me to death. I thought your face was gonna melt off and you would be Ambrose forever.
No, man.
All right, cool. All right, so as you
on,
guys
buddy.
are peeling away and going at a very almost breakneck speed for this quick space, Ambrose, you see near one of the trees as you're flying past, standing alongside the tree, just like resting against it and watching the car go by with a smirk, is General Miracos.
Oh, God damn it.
The Zemiti general that you met out in your old neighborhood.
I gotta write that down because I General
Miracos.
Miracos. I love it. Damn.
General Miracos.
That's Latin for miracle.
So I see him. I see him.
I know things now.
You see him and you just shoot yourself in the head?
I flew it.
No,
Well,
I did not shoot myself in the head.
you said you saw him and you went. So I was like, what?
No. You guys were fucking around. No, place.
Okay,
He
got you.
was preempting you.
Oh.
He was like,
No. Stop, motherfucker! And he tries to open the door. Why is this not manual? Why is this manual? What the hell is this?
What's wrong?
classic.
What?
Oh, Millicrose is over there.
I know. I'm gonna like look over.
There's nobody there.
Standing there.
No.
Come in. I'm gonna. Why don't you go? I'm gonna fuck him up.
I'm not
No,
leaving
that-
you alone with that man. And then hit the gas.
That's actually.
Step on the gas.
I'm not leaving you alone with that man. After the last time, fuck that.
That's probably really sensible of you, but I'm just.
I imagine the whole house over there was just one big cadre of Zemitsi.
Mm. You said that out loud.
War
That-
flashbacks.
yes.
There's just so many arms.
How does a certain sheriff?
Yeah, Angelo's not moving. Like
Yep.
he's just. He heard it for
Angelo.
sure. There's no question about it. He heard it, but he's not reacting.
See in the back seat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah. He's
Well,
with us.
Ambrose is going to turn really slow to face him. Hi.
Shut the fuck up. I just want to get this night over with.
Oh, you might want to hear him out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, how are you going to make tonight
This is
worse?
gonna-
Go ahead.
Oh, should have said it like that. I'm
Oh,
so
I can
sorry,
help.
sir.
I made you this, Angelo, and I hand him a little card, and it's Mike's business card, but he's written free save a life card, and he's got 2 punches in it, and it says the third one's free.
Fuck you. Terrible.
This is for you.
No, in all seriousness, this night is not gonna be good for your non-beating heart. I apologize for any of us. Yes, you know now. And later,
You keep driving.
I am.
You start talking.
Turns around and extends his thin hand. Ambrose Windsor, darling. Very nice to meet you. Hate it.
Where is his character sheet?
He explodes out of the car and turns into an animal.
Okie dokie. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Oopsies. 5, 6, 7. Oh, by the gods.
Kind of driving.
1, 2, 3 successes. 1, 2, 3 failures, and a bestial failure. Oh fuck.
Oh, no.
Okay.
The bestial failure? Oh, I'm gonna have to call a beast.
I-
in a
Yeah, my
second.
arm's gonna get ripped off again.
I have. Okay. This is not
Do
good.
it, you bitch. Do it.
All right.
Do it, you bitch. Don't say it like that.
I'm scared. I'm trying to psych myself up.
Where are you sitting in the car?
In the front seat next to Max.
Not
so I'm
anymore.
leaning over the side.
Oh fuck.
Oh!
Oh god damn it.
He takes your extended hand as well as the back of your shoulder, and he throws you into the back seat. Your face is now up against the headrest of the seat next to him, and he has his elbow on. So the hand that grabbed your left shoulder or your right shoulder, he threw you back, and now his elbow is pinned up against the small of your neck where it connects to your spine and your head. And you feel the sharpness of that bone and the pressure he's exerting on it. As a Zemitzi, with the complete understanding of the human body as you do, you know that not a lot of pressure needs to go into that without for it to snap. And you hear him roaring, not just to you, but to everyone in this car. Who else the fuck knew it was him?
Oh, don't.
Everyone, now stop!
Absolutely the fuck not. You do not get to tell me to stop. You keep on driving your ass, and I'm gonna make sure this gets settled right here and now. Ambrose Windsor?
Would it help that I have saved Max numerous times?
Would it help?
Oh, no.
There's a part of me that appreciates that. However, your name has caused the death of many other kindred. You're well aware of this, right?
That's simply not true.
Tell me it's not true. Tell me it's not true when we had a group of people looking like you running through the city and we killed people who said they were you.
Can't be their fault.
Angelo, that is not their fault.
Why not?
It is Devora's
do
fault. It is their sire's fault. You, of all people, know how bad a sire can be. What that does to a person to not have one. A good one. I can't lose him right now. I can't lose you right now. I need you to focus up.
Oh, I'm focused. I'm very
Not on the
focused
right
right now.
thing.
Well,
Not on the right thing.
Listen, I know what the right thing right now is. We need to save the people who are stuck by this possession right now. However, I am fucking honor and duty bound as well, Max. You do know this as well. And you know who is looking for this fucking guy. One of the four. What happens if I, who now know the true identity, try and defy that? What happens to me? What happens to you? What happens to this guy here? What happens to this girl over here? We're all fucking
I don't know,
dead.
Sir, I do not know. But if we lose him now, to your judgment now, New Orleans is lost. I can't have that. You can't have that. The prince or the four can't have that.
Angela leans extremely close to Ambrose's ear and goes, "Why the fuck are you so important to the survival of New Orleans right now?"
course, Messiah. She has an army of Zemitzi. They're here in the city. I don't know exactly why they want me. Something to do with the end of the world. I don't know. Something to do with older Methuselahs. I don't even know what that word really fucking means. I don't know. I'm only fucking 10 years old in the blood. I don't know. And I will do anything to stop her and save the city. And my friends. Please don't step my neck. It will be really hard to put back together.
He doesn't gently remove his elbow, but he kind of tosses you back into the front seat. I have too many questions that I do not want answered right now. When we get to the manor, you need to... No, Fuck that. You give us all the information you know about Devore right now as we're heading over there.
What do you want to know?
Everything that you know about your sire and this supposed army of Zmitzi. He looks over at Megan and she just goes, I just found out too, man. I'm sorry. Trust me,
Yes.
we're all. We even Lady Gourlon just found out. This is a shock to all of us. Your child is right. You need to keep a steady head on. Information and Ambrose could be the key to our survival right now. After Aubrey magics everyone better.
Yeah, so if we're lucky.
Carry
that,
on, Sheriff. Carry on.
Sheriff, we were here to allow you to learn this information because you lived. It would have been a shame if we had a reason just to leave you there, but we chose to save you. I guess we're the assholes for keeping things from you. But I thought maybe you would extend the same kindness to us that we would extend to you. Saving your life without ever concern for her own. Our mistake.
I understand you're trying to appease my better nature, but I am so filled with rage. My beast is on the cusp of spilling over and making the inside of this car red. Like I said, I am honor bound to my station to make sure that the masquerade breacher is brought to justice, especially while I am under the very intense observation of one Lady Aisha. When we get to the manor, if anybody needs saving from possession, Aubrey, I would hope you would do them the same that you did to me and other kindred and humans and back in my home. Not out of the kindness of your heart, but because you see a bigger picture outside of the three of you. And Ambrose, I'm going to give you 10 seconds before I get out of the car. With those 10 seconds, you are a free person to do whatever the fuck you want. After that, the hunt resumes. Now, until we get there.
Wait,
Yep.
above table. Didn't we learn that the blood hunt is personal? It's not like, because that's up in New York, right? It's not here technically.
So the way that blood hunts work is it is bound by the prince of a city.
Yes.
Now, the hunt that is still continuing on Ambrose is a strong vendetta because Lady Aisha lost Ambrose in those last 10 years during that official blood hunt.
Right.
So technically, because Ambrose has not, one, appeased the Prince of New York City, two, been caught,
Right.
or three, given up something that could, or killed the Prince of New York City to get out of the blood hunt. The hunt still continues in New York City. A blood hunt does not technically carry over to different areas, but as the ruling member of the four, Lady Aisha has marked Ambrose as her personal target.
Gotcha. And then with that, Max will like slam on the brakes and look Angelo right in the eye. And I'm going to use Quell the Beast.
Ooh, okay. What does he have to roll against?
Look. If I could click on it.
Well, the beast.
Yeah. You roll charisma plus animalism versus stamina and resolve. A win against a mortal target, blah blah blah. A win against a vampire prevents target from performing blood surges. While their beast is quelled, vampires do not score messy criticals against vampires. This power lasts a turn plus a number of turns equal to the win margin. Critical against a vampire also ends their frenzy. So I'm just like using
Okay.
this to just like
Calm him the fuck down for a second.
calm him the fuck down.
Yeah. So I have a dice pool of 8.
Yeah, I've got a dice pool of 5, I think.
Oopsies, one fell out. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 failures and 1 critical success. So yeah, you just have to beat that.
Yo, listen to me today. Damn it, son of a bitch. I got 4 regular successes and a critical.
Yeah, you all right, yeah. You beat his 1 critical success and other failures. Okay.
And look at the both of them.
You see the beast within Angelo as it stares you down as well, and you know this beast as being a part of you as well, and it just grins a bit, nods, and then slowly recedes. But the look that it's giving you is, this isn't over, as it steps back. And Angelo, still agitated, still frustrated in the moment, but the animalistic nature of his beast has subsided.
And as Max talks, looking, not blinking, eyes that piercing, golden and black. We need him to save the city. You are not chasing him away so that this chaos continues elsewhere. It ends tonight. And when it does, and he looks over to Ambrose, I am going to make them forgive you. Your new life starts here. Is that understood?
Angelo.
He takes the deepest of breaths and looks at you in your rearview mirror and simply says, "You have no idea what you're asking of me, but because I promised you a better relationship between the two of us, for that sake, I will listen to you. But well, we'll get to that when the time comes." And he turns his head back to Ambrose. "You better fucking thank this man every second of the rest of your own life. For the fucking rest of it. And I don't mean in the way that friends thank each other. You thank him from the bottom of your miserable soul. Now, give me the information I need."
Or she leads the Zamites called the Black Thorns. They're a separate group, not that I'm aware they're affiliated with the Camarilla. Not sure where they're affiliated with who. They're a group on their own. I knew Devora from the moment I first opened my eyes. I was born from a mortal woman, but she delivered me and raised me as my nanny. I think she did this within other households as well. She later came back into my life and embraced me. She revealed that she was the leader of the Blackthorns. I didn't know who they were at the time. They just stalked me all my life, no matter where I run. In New Orleans, her generals met with us. General Miracos. He talked about something coming. Something that I would be needed for. That I could help with, I'm not sure. Something about ancient ones coming back and them fighting against them. Methuselahs. Something bigger than whatever's going on here. But they entered the city looking for me. But I don't think that's the only reason.
Are you talking about Gehenna? Are you trying to say that the Tzimisce are here to prevent Gehenna from happening?
I don't. What is Gehenna? I don't understand.
The return of the antediluvians, the first ones of every clan, to come back and kill all kindred life. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I've met one.
You've met one what?
One of the antediluvians.
How the fuck have you met an antediluvian? How is that even possible for you to be standing in front of me if you've met an antediluvian?
Because one of them resides inside of my friend, a Malkavian. One called Malkov.
Jesus Christ. You had the antediluvian of the Malkavians residing in a friend of yours. Are they here? I wouldn't be surprised if they are at this point, but is Malkov's host here?
She's in Florida.
Sucks for Florida.
Is she in danger? He protects her.
No, he doesn't protect her. He is using her as a host. He's a parasite. He's going to devour every bit of her until there's nothing left, then jump to the next one. How thick are you? Fucking stupid?
I don't
Antediluvian.
I don't know.
Clearly. You've been around for 10 years, you said, and I think within that time you would have at least tried to understand something about you know, kindred history of the past. I know we're not that great at giving up so much information, but there are people out there who are, especially in Elysiums, you could get some information from people on our history, our long, dark, disgusting, albeit whatever.
You're right. I could have done that. Me, a red-listed masquerade breacher, going out into the open saying, hey, could I have everything you got on Gehenna? Yeah, sure. That would have been great. I'm sure.
Hey,
I'm
you
sorry,
know what?
I was just surviving.
You were a Nosferatu this whole fucking time here in the city, and you've collected information. You collected information from everybody, didn't you? You got information from every single fucking person around here. What prevented you from doing that elsewhere? Or were you just trying to find a bunch of people you could manipulate? Here, you finally found it here.
This is the longest I've ever stayed in one place in the past 10 years.
It's a shame for New Orleans.
I wouldn't think so.
Of course you wouldn't. Okay, carry on with your story. I would love to hear more of how a General Miracos and your sire Devora are planning to bring an army of Tzimisce here to prevent Gehenna from happening. I don't. All right. Amazing
No,
that
they're
it turns down to the Zamitzi for this to happen. But go ahead.
No, they're already here. They're here already. Their armies are here.
Fuck me, man. Okay. Hey, Max, I'm not allowed to kill him, you said?
No.
Fuck you too,
And,
man.
Hey, if there's any cushioning blow here, there's a. Besides the 10 years of not being able to learn properly about one's culture, it turns out that Devore is a garbage vampire, a bitch, who tortured a young from birth, basically. Then taught them nothing, and set them out in the world with nothing, and that
No.
put them in danger constantly.
You don't understand. In a sick way, it was purposeful. I saw, when I was a child, newspapers of other families. And I saw her in those papers once she left my family. The thing is, I think she lets us loose after she embraces us. I don't know. To see if we're worthy. If we're strong enough.
And you said I was a bad sire.
When the Zamitzi, you see, the Zamitzi don't die when they're outnumbered. They don't fall when they're outmatched. They win, they survive. I survive every time. This city is my city. You're my Max and my Aubrey. I'll protect them. There's nothing that I want more. Seeing Zamitzi in action, face to face, and I'm not talking about the prettiness, the sculpting of skin and bone to make you look beautiful.
Yes, I've seen the horrors that your clan can bring forth in themselves and others.
No, it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not. I hate it.
And you are threatening to take me. The one person Devore is after. Taking me before your Camarilla, which they have no doubt surrounded. To destroy? Angelo, my darling, you are in way over your head.
I have enough information now. The depth of what I'm willing to push myself to sink myself deeper into, no matter how much space there's between me and the ceiling, I do not care. I am unfortunately bound to being the fucking sheriff of this city. I am also bound to the honor of Max. Not just as his sire, but he's also a primogen here. I'm also bound to Aubrey, who is going to be the savior of this city before it fucking falls, thanks to your sire.
This one's
And-
a harvester to go off.
I am also bound to Megan here, as she is a constituent to my one. I don't want to have to be bound to you, Ambrose. For that necessity, I fucking have to be. You can think I'm over my head. But this task is not below me. The waves can keep on crashing, but I will come to the surface. I will have that breath of air, and I will keep on swimming until I find safety. And I will bring everyone with me. I will carry them on my back. If it's so much as forces me to drown, I will get them all to safety. These waters are uncharted. They are tumultuous. We are in the ebb and flow of a hurricane. And there are rocks in the distance. We have no idea what tonight's going to bring for any of us. But I expect tragedy. Max, there's the manor. Pull over.
Max says nothing and does so.
Megan gets out first, and she holds the door open for Angelo, who shoves himself out and stands on the sidewalk, waiting for everyone else.
Ambrose reaches over to grab Max's hand. He's not shaking and he's not scared, as Ambrose usually would be. And he squeezes Max's hand in silent thank you. And then
I got
leaves
you.
with it.
I got you. And he will lean over to kiss them on the temple. I got you.
He turns to kiss him on the cheek and takes his face in his hands. Whatever Angelo said, Rocky Storm. I am a storm, and I cannot be bottled. And I will protect you and Aubrey. At the cost of everyone and everything else. And takes his hand off him. Turns around to Aubrey and just stares at him. It's a predatory look, but it's a hungry look. Like the beast of the Tzimisce, the hoarder, the dragon, is staring at Aubrey. It's a silent promise that he won't let anything hurt him. And he gets out of the car.
Without looking up from my work, which was the stone, working on making a magical stone. Without looking up, he can tell that you're looking, and he gives you a I was never even worried for a moment about you. The minute he put his hands on you, I was more worried about what you'd do with that thing.
Tempted.
I know the way you like to be grabbed, so I wasn't afraid.
He gets out of the car.
All right, let's go save the world or whatever. For the third time.
Well, whatever.
Max, can you stay back for a moment? Something important to talk to you about.
We'll do so.
It will be quick, I promise. Everyone will be right with you. He waits for everyone to get out of the car, shuts the doors, and your father's a dick and gets out of the car.
Counsel for that. I agree. I agree with that statement. He will get out of the car.
There is no one outside. The grounds are empty in the Prince's Manor, but all the lights are on inside, and you see people running, or the shadows of people running from room to room. It looks like it's pure chaos inside. Once you make your way in, walking right past the two guards in front, Angelo just waves them away, and they allow all of you in, including Megan. Making your way
Crazy, the Prince
upstairs.
always did know how to throw a party.
Making your way upstairs, that spiral staircase to the left as soon as you walk in, that leads to that landing where you first remember that door being busted open by Lady Aisha, and as she threw down the head of the old prince. You get to the strong oak door that is there now, and you open as Angel walks through purposely without knocking. Inside, you see Lady Aisha storming back and forth as Prince Felicity sits with her two fingers up against her lip like this, looking at several maps that are opened up on her desk. She has 3 cell phones opened up. Or each one, you look and see that there is different text messages opened up or different phone calls. And she looks up and says, "Oh, thank goodness you're all right. Aisha, our sheriff is here. You can take a breath now." And Lady Aisha snaps her head to the side and looks at all of you and goes, "Of course, they're all here. Well, what news do you have now?" And Angel goes, "These fucking kids saved my ass from possession." And he points, without even looking, he just points behind you. "Aubrey knows how to do it. So we need to fucking listen to this fucking guy and have him save the fucking city. He's important now, so pay attention."
Very much the commander of a sinking ship. Well,
With those words, everyone slowly turns their head to you, Aubrey, and you hear one of the cell phones go, "Right, who's important?"
Aubrey Valentine, genderless phone person. There's a ritual that can be performed, and I am willing to share that with the prince so that we can quickly take our city back.
Lady Aisha strides over and goes, "Why just the prince? Why am I not good enough to learn this information, to help out?"
I don't imagine that the skill of blood sorcery is something you're familiar with, but if it is, I would love your help, Lady Aisha.
Her head tilts to the side and she just slowly turns back over to the prince. "Blood sorcery." And the prince, she stands up, she goes, "I know all of our rituals and our spells, and you're telling me that there's something that you found that can fix this?"
I'm sorry you're just finding out now, but apparently I'm the greatest sorcerer of our age. It was a shock to me as well. There is time.
"Okay, Harry Potter, why don't you come here and explain this new ritual to me?"
Absolutely. Was that slight because I was British? No, we're not focusing on it.
Do you
And
have
he
the
takes
pages
out
of
this very
the
delicate
scrolls.
scroll,
Yeah, the scrolls, right? Yeah.
and he begins going over it as he understands. I imagine it's something he is proficient at.
Yes, you're very, very good at it at this point. And Prince Felicity just looks over and she's hearing everything you're saying. She's taking it in, but she's also just like, you can see in her face, she recognizes the importance of these scrolls and where they come from and how old they actually are, and the knowledge that was lost has now been found. And not only that, but it's also the redemption of this city right now. And you, Aubrey, are the one delivering it. That is not lost on her as well. Megan's in the back just going, "Greatest sorcerer of our time."
I'm sure titles and time will have to be bestowed, but we haven't the time for that now.
As you're finishing up, you hear, and you look back and you see Mike Nelson and 30 other people standing behind him, and he just goes, "I'm not even going to ask if this is a bad time, because I know it's a terrible time, but can we come in?" And
Mike, it's just
Prince Felicity, she looks back and goes, "Oh, thank God. My clan is here. And she ushers them all in. And as she stands, they all do not just like a deep bow, but they go down to one knee. As they have not seen Prince Felicity in some time. She used to be not just the primogen of the Tremere clan in Baton Rouge, but also the prince there. So these are her people. These are her children. These are her Tremere. And you see her genuinely happy for a brief split second. And then she goes, "Well, Aubrey, class is in session. Everyone, this is Aubrey. He's going to teach us forgotten knowledge. Open your fucking minds and listen. Everyone else, out."
All right, my Drupals. Class is in fucking session. Time for a bit of the defense against the dark arts.
So, I just love that they're
Sure.
offended that Aubrey has to get it.
That's fantastic.
They hate it. I love that so much.
All right.
I'm sure
So,
not everybody can grasp all of these pages, but we will focus on simply
all of
words
these.
at this
Exactly.
So
So,
many pages,
Lady
guys.
Lady
That's a lot of
Aisha and Angelo usher the rest of you out and down, and Megan as well. And Lady Aisha then goes, "So, Angelo, what was it like?" And Angelo just looks like, "Are you asking me how it was to be possessed? Because it fucking sucked. Like, what do you, I don't. What do you expect it to be like? There was nothing fun about that. And look who I have to save me. Mr. Teacher
Doors are
upstairs."
slowly closing on my cigarette jeans. You're all the fucking people.
And then she turns to you two and she goes, "Well, congratulations on saving the day. Again. I don't know how it's always you three, but it's always you three. You always find the trouble and you always fix the trouble. I don't know how that's so easily fixed with you, but I thank you. And this city will thank you in turn." Angela goes, "With all due respect, you need to shut up and come with me, because we all have to have a sit-down discussion."
Wait. Wait. Okay.
And he points to you, Ambrose. He goes, "Do not come with us. I think it's best for you to get some fresh air." Max, Megan, Lady Aisha, once again, no disrespect when I told you to shut the fuck up, but you're not gonna like what you're gonna hear. Let's go to the parlor, shall we? And he leads them deeper into the mansion.
And Max is gonna like walk over to Ambrose and be like, "You need to put yourself between as many walls and solid objects as you can, just in case. I will call for you when the time comes. I promise."
I'm going. You belong to me. If you want me to leave, and you are commanding me to leave,
I'm commanding you to be safe. Because I know for a fact, and you know for a fact, that woman right there is not gonna do. We're not gonna be happy for when they hear what they hear. And you saw what they did and can do.
I'm going to try to find him.
Whoa. That was not the thing I wanted. That last time I left you alone, you almost got took.
I don't do well doing nothing. Being in stagnation is not me, you know this. What am I going to do? Go hang out with Lily? Oh,
What?
it's an idea. Yes, I'll be right back. I will just be popping below for a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm gonna ask: does anybody else have control? Is Lily voice controlled? Scent controlled?
All you have to do is whistle.
Does anybody know the whistle?
It's a
She
certain
taught you the
whistle.
whistle.
I did teach you the whistle. I taught Aubrey the whistle too.
That means you also taught the goo monster attached to us the whistle, which means they might have taught other people the whistle. Again, we don't know if she's working with him, so you need to be careful.
Where do you suggest I go?
I don't know. Just don't get into trouble. More trouble. And he like puts his hands on like both sides of your cheeks. I am working my ass off to make sure that you see a good future. I can't have that if you're gone from that future, from this present. Okay? I need you.
I'll just go take some fresh air outside. If something happens, ping me on my phone. And I will.
Screaming. You'll hear it.
I'll go below if something happens. But not for long.
Okay. And you'll kiss the top of your forehead.
Goes and he leaves.
I will follow the Council of Elders to that situation.
First, let's start with Aubrey. Aubrey, you are now commanding 30 plus the Prince, Tremere, on how to properly... Are you teaching them just the warding circle, or are you teaching them all three?
I'm sure all they need is the ward.
Okay, great. So how do you want to describe this to them?
Oh, I unfold my carpet.
You have a carpet. Okay.
The big design on it, yeah.
I have it on my shoulder, and I just throw it down, and it rolls out, and I'm describing as I know it to be the purpose of each sigil as it's described within the text.
Okay. You see across the like almost every face is just like confused understanding. This is not coming to them anywhere nearly as easily as it did for you. They are picking it up at a snail's pace. Even Prince Felicity, who is very steeped in the magics, she's having a difficult time understanding. You're not sure if it's the understanding of the spell itself for the ritual, or if it's the fact that you still have this knowledge and you figured it out within an hour and a half car ride. And also were able to save 3 kindred as just as many humans.
I really am the protagonist.
I'm having a real moment, a real Matt Damon. Do you know how fucking easy this is for me? I wish I could teach it to you. I wish it was something I didn't have to sit around and watch everybody here mess it up. And I'm going as slow as I can, and I'm explaining it as simple terms as I can. But it's like trying to explain why, what sunset is beautiful. I just know it. It just is, and it's in the core of my being. So I just focus on the rudimentary, showing them the circle, showing them the markings, trying to connect that to why it works, and I just cut that part out. And I'm just like, this is, it's an incantation among all else. The reasoning of why it works isn't important, and I'm just teaching them how to put markings on a page and say the words.
The education is difficult for them. for all intents and purposes, you are the youngest kindred here in this room. And your background coming from a world stage gives them a taste of annoyance, in a sense, because they never expected someone like you to be able to harness such powers so easily. And they are now coming to terms with the fact that you are the salvation.
Great
And
chest
you
can't go
are
anywhere.
and you are in this moment above them all. The teachings go on for another hour as everyone, the 30 Tremere, Mike Nelson, your adopted sire, and the Prince Felicity finally understand and are able to create their own wards in this office space. During this time, we're going to Max, Angelo, Megan, and Lady Aisha in the parlor room. The door closes behind you, Max, just as Lady Aisha is finished snapping at Angelo. The fuck do you mean for me to shut the fuck up? Who do you think you are speaking to? If I'm being quite honest, I might be speaking to a corpse in the next few moments, so shut the fuck up and listen to Max.
Okay. Gonna give me the big stage. Okay. And he moves to step in front of the door, in front of the door itself, where they just came from, and like leans on it. Thorn is Ambrose Windsor.
She reaches into her robes and procures the blood vial that she had been hunting for and removes it from her neck. I have kept a sampling of the blood of every one of my targets. And I had always said that I would give a year until I tasted their memories. For the one that I killed, who we believed to be Ambrose Windsor, I gave it a week before I tasted the blood. And I knew in that space that that wasn't Ambrose. This blood is false. And she throws it at your feet. And you're telling me that this entire time, beneath my fucking face, my quarry has been tiptoeing and dancing freely around and making a mockery of me.
Not making a mockery, surviving. Because of you. Hiding and running because of you. Under false pretenses, under the real enemy you should be hunting and killing.
And what, pray tell, as she says, slowly you see her hand slide down her leg and remove her Kopesh from its sheath. Is the real enemy.
It's their sire, and as they're doing that, they will openly see Max cracking his hand, not scared. And while every time they've talked, every time that they've had interactions with Yulon, he's giving them the utmost respect, look them in the eyes, and being as respectful as possible. And now, he is being that leader above all else.
Please illuminate further on Ambrose's sire and why they are the larger threat here when it was put to me to find and hunt and take care of this one Ambrose Windsor. Why is their sire so much more important?
Because their sire is the reason why the incident in New York happened. Why they were on the televisions and in the police stations of it all. And if I may speak without fear of my head or the heads of my coterie speaking, I would love to do so. Is that allowed? Or do I have to expect my head to no longer be attached to my neck?
Angelo chimes in. To be completely frank, I don't think that it matters whether or not our heads are attached anymore. Just go and speak what you want.
And the fact that I even have to ask that, the fact that I have to ask a question like that under the pretense of holy water laced wire under my feet to speak this way speaks volumes to the problem now. Because the society failed Ambrose in New York. We all have. From the moment he was born to the moment he was born again, he has been alone, abandoned, abused, never taught. And in his ignorance, he made mistakes. Like anyone without proper mentorship has. You and myself included. And like he pauses because he's getting frustrated. Was he taught right from wrong? No. He was tortured and manipulated by those who knew right from wrong. Elders who knew right from wrong. And those mistakes he made caused your hunt. And that is honestly my biggest problem with this system. It doesn't teach, it punishes, and it punishes ruthlessly. None of the elders that have met that man cared to nurture him. They only want to use him, abuse him when he made obvious mistakes. And in his ignorance against him, and used his ignorance against him to get what they wanted whenever they wanted. His father, his sire Devora, his adopted sire Warren. No elder has ever been on his side. And so, like a child with no guidance, they lashed out. And in turn, it went bad. A museum burned. They were framed. And no one else, with no one else to turn to. Kill a roach real quick. They were framed. And with no one else to turn to, they made a terrible mistake. Is there any guarantee that he will break Masquerade again? And he looks over at them. He looks over at Aisha. You have been chasing him for a decade. A damn near decade. And in that decade, has he caused any more trouble towards the masquerade? Let me answer that question. No. But what he can do is bring evidence and support in stopping the real threat now, which is Devora and the Harvester. Ambrose is a vampire with an immense amount of potential to do good. Not just for us, not just for this moment. Humanity as well. Instead of hunting him, you should spend time letting him embrace his talents, not just trying to cut him from his roots immediately. Regardless of factional conflict and competition for the position of the Masquerade's most elder and elite. This is still the most glaring issue with this system. Slaughtering the youth of our kind just to appease some ancient laws. If you ask me, it seems more like mindless thinking and obeying than critical thinking skills adults with centuries of wisdom should have. Above all that, he can give us valuable information against monsters truly threatening the Masquerade, which in turn can truly strengthen our society as a whole. And you don't even know that because you're so laser focused on the end result, not the factors that created them. That woman, Devora, was the reason you thought your hunt was successful in the first time. She's poking fun at you, taunts you, tortures Ambrose. She did back in New York City. Now she's in New Orleans, our city, doing the same at the cost of every life of this city. And you will never learn more about her if you kill them. Now, if you want to cut my head off, feel free to try. But you know I'm right.
Angelo steps between the two of you. There's a good space between the two of you, and he fills that void. Mm-hmm. Small as he may be in this moment, and he goes, what Max failed to mention is that Devora is also bringing an army of Tzimisce here, and they're trying to bring about Gehenna. Just a little side note to throw out there. He made some really good points, but I feel like the icing on the cake is this information right here.
He talked a lot of shit, but hear me out.
Guys.
So if you want a real target that can fight back, I suggest putting the energy there. Not at the child. At the adult. At the elder. At the cause of our ruin.
Lady Aisha turns and faces Max. And you hear the leather on the handle of her Khopesh strain under her grip. And she looks to Angelo. When did you find out that Thorn was actually Ambrose? I found out about 10-15 minutes ago. And did you try to apprehend him? Oh, I tried. I threw him from a front seat to a back seat. Literally a seat. I threw him into a seat. I was about to snap his neck. but my son here gave me words. So you failed in your role as sheriff, correct? And Angelo looks at you, Max, and just whispers, actions have consequences. Turning back to Lady Aisha. Yes, ma'am. I failed as the Sheriff of New Orleans tonight, and I failed in your orders and the Prince's orders in either apprehending or killing the masquerade breacher Ambrose Windsor when he was quite literally within my hands. Was this a direct violation? It was, yes, but with the information given, I do believe that it was a very poignant to keep him alive for the time being. And Lady Aisha slowly steps to him and whispers something into his ears, where, though you cannot hear what she's saying, you can see the effect that it has on Angelo as he's a large man. He's a powerful looking man. Just on his own, even when he's not trying to be intimidating. But whatever was just whispered to him has deflated the man significantly. And you can see that he is now a standing shadow of the man who was there moments before. He then takes a few steps over towards the fireplace and sits down at a chair to the side.
Max is going to, as they're making Angelo back up, he steps where Angelo to protect Max. He steps in that position to protect Angelo, standing very close to them.
Lady Aisha then speaks to you in the same way that she spoke to Angelo a moment ago, by getting close to your side and whispering, before this night is over, you will taste the actions of your actions. Whether they be sweet or sour, that taste will linger in your mouth for the rest of your days. And you will have to sit with that knowledge. I hope, for your sake, that you can taste, that you can settle with the taste. Now, tell me what you know about this Devourer. We're going to now jump over to Ambrose, who is outside.
Oh my god. I forgot I was playing for a minute. That was wild. Alright, hold on.
Ambrose, you are outside in the night air of New Orleans. The sound of the hustle and bustle you can still hear through the closed doors of the mansion behind you. And you are making your way down the stone steps and into the open street. There's no one around. You are, for the first time in a long time, alone. There's no ichor on your back. There's no Fritz by your side. Your coterie is split inside the manor. You are a single kindred in the dark. And as you're walking closer towards the street, you hear someone clear their throat about a half block away. And the sound of the throat being cleared sends a shiver down your spine. It is a sound that you had heard many, many, many times before. A throat being cleared before shouting. A throat being cleared before discipline. A throat being cleared that called the attention of everyone in the room and demanded respect. You look in the direction of where the throat clearing came from. And under a streetlight, you see a man standing 6 foot plus. Very well tailored suit. Peppered hair and a very tight goatee. His hand in one pocket, a cigar in the other, puffing out a plume of smoke. And you see him start to turn and walk into one of the closest alleyways. Not so much an alleyway, but a side street.
As Ambrose hears that sound, whether he realized it or not, his back, his posture immediately straightened, and possibly straight. His neck went a little bit higher, as if somebody said a secret word that could just snap him back to perfection. And he starts to walk. He can't even hear the sound of his own heels. The way he's walking is perfect. The way he's been taught to. The way he's walking is flawless. He is perfectly trained, and yet his mind is going wild at this point. He's following this figure that he doesn't believe. He can't believe that's there. And he's not trembling. Feels something in his chest, perhaps the beast, perhaps something, start to curl and growl. And he walks towards the alleyway.
As you make your way into the alleyway, you see that this figure is standing in the dead center, his back towards you, looking up into the sky and just shooting ribbons of smoke like a chimney. And you hear him say, "So this is where you've been for the last 10 years.
Can I sense anything about him? If he's human or not? From where I'm standing.
From where you're standing, you do not have the eyes of the beast.
Okay.
You can use heightened senses, but the voice is all too familiar.
Yes.
The second you hear it, you know who it is.
Fine. Ambrose takes a step forward into the alleyway. I'd never thought I'd see the day for you to sell pieces of your own company, that Warlock Windsor would do that. Such weakness.
When have you known me to be weak, Ambrose? I've always been in it for power and money, and this was an opportunity I couldn't shake. Selling off Windsor Entertainment to 4 subsidiaries? Are you kidding me? I made more money from those deals than I ever made on you and your catwalks, your designers, your movies, your magazine deals. Pennies, pennies compared to what I made.
I am Windsor Entertainment. You are nothing without me. Every penny I made is mine.
He turns
You
around
made
and
nothing.
he launches a cigar at you and goes, "You were absolutely nothing. I made you who you thought you were."
And yet you had to make a deal with someone. For what purpose, old man?
Because
What could be more important than your politics, than your senators? What could be more important than your money?
knowing what truly controls you. And with everything that I have amounted in my time, I can take good care of her. I can make sure she stays for a long time. And I can make sure that you'll never see her. I can make sure, with the endless dollars that rain from God to me, that she will forget you. I can buy an entire countryside and let her roam free and enjoy her delusions, knowing that you will not be able to come within an ocean's breadth of that which you love most.
You stand in my city, breathing my air, beneath the shadow of my will. And you dare to refer to Mother something like cattle? You mistake, I think, my hospitality in allowing you to live at this very moment for mercy. Or you're very stupid, either which. Every soul within these streets is mine, and I would kill for them. My coterie, you probably don't know what that is. My beloveds. Everything in this wretched city, everything that beats within the city is mine, and I would tear a hole through anyone that harmed it. Can you imagine what I would do? Anyone who harmed my mother? Should you so much as dream as harming her, I will unmake you. You don't understand, probably. Not yet. You will not die. I will carve you, piece by quivering piece, and I will fashion you something, as you know I can do very well, into something new, something so fucked evil, to ensure whatever wretched thing is left of you will never know peace again. You will be a hideous thing.
As Ambrose is speaking, Warlock is undoing his tie and tossing it to the side, unbuttoning his suit, taking off his suspenders one at a time, and slowly unbuttoning his tailored shirt and exposing his very strong chest. Then make it happen. I'm right here. What are you going to do to me, Ambrose Ambrosi Posey, what are you going to do?
Where is she? Perhaps I'll be lenient towards you. Perhaps I will not discipline you so.
Oh, this is why you're such a little bitch. You can't even step up to your own words. This is why you never, ever made anything bigger than what I made you.
And as he speaks, Ambrose takes a step forward. It's a wonderful walk, one foot in front of the other. A perfect posture as he starts unbuttoning his shirt and pulling it apart. As he does, you can see it, the flesh pulsing beneath, moving. And as he pulls the fabric aside, you see a jagged maw opening in his stomach. A row of teeth behind it. Sharp black tongue. He begins to, and if you want me to roll, start carving his hands, to start molding them. Pulling out the bones and curling them into talons. He takes his hands and pulls them on the side of his body, much like he did with the harvester. But instead of pulling out ribs, he begins to craft something else. Their other hands from his ribs, from the muscle and the tendon and all the organs that he stuffed in his body that really shouldn't be there. All the extra bones, the extra meat, things in the wrong places that he's now sculpting as he's walking with perfect posture towards his father.
And Warlock, still smiling, that shit-eating grin. Oh, there's the monster you always been. Oh, please, Ambrose. Oh, please, don't hurt me. Oh, please. And he covers his face and he starts mocking, crying. He bends over and then he pulls his hair over his very slicked back salt and pepper hair. And it turns long and blonde. And then you see a face crying at you. Ambrose, why would you hurt me, my love? After everything we've been through, why would you do this to me? We hid our love for so long, and now you tend to end me in such a way. Why would you do such a thing to your Daniel? Why would you do this to me?
Do you want to know a secret, Tavora? I secretly knew this would end this way. That's why I stayed in New Orleans. I could have run. I could have disappeared into the night. Slipped through the cracks of this wretched existence like mist. But I didn't, because a part of me, some deep, vile, fucked part of me, wanted this moment. And you were so disappointing. How predictable. Oh, you have her likeness almost so. She has a mole here. You missed it.
Well, real quick, this is Daniel's face.
Wait a minute. Is it his mother's face or Daniel's face?
Daniel. The blonde hair, Daniel.
for these messages.
Demetrius
Can I
fucked up.
just calibrate my entire existence? Oh my god.
Hey,
As he sees Daniel, firstly, his arms fall a little bit. Father put a bullet through your head.
He shoves some of the hair out of his face, and you see 4 marks.
I see. No, you're not him. You don't get to wear him like a suit. You don't get to wear him like a costume. You don't get to be him. It is insulting to his memory. And he looks at his face as though trying to commit it to memory. Why didn't you come back? I waited for so long, Daniel. I tried to forget. I tried to move forward. God help me. I would have burned the world for you to come back to me. I never got to say goodbye to you. You were stolen in your face. It was... You're the only... I didn't know anyone could love me. No.
You were
And he-
so loved, Ambrose, by not just me, but by so many others. Not just the servants, not just the waitstaff. You were the only beam of joy that came from that house. And the world loved you endlessly through your darkest points, your lowest lows. Everyone rallied behind Ambrose Windsor. And he puts his arms around himself in a personal embrace and starts swaying back and forth. Everyone loved Ambrose. Everyone loved Ambrose. Everyone loved. And then you hear the voice change and the body start to just move a little bit softer and the hair changes to a dark auburn brown. Everyone loves my Ambrosie Posey. My sweet boy, my poor child, brought into this heartless world by a heartless man who hides me away from you. Why don't you save me, Ambrose? I've been waiting for you to come take me home.
Do you feel it? That hollow pit in your chest? That a part of you knows I will never be a victory. You cannot bottle the storm. Why do you do these things?
Why does a mother love her child? What kind of a question is this? And she takes a few steps towards you, her arms open wide, reaching for you. My boy, my sweet, sweet child, my Ambrosie. Come to mother. Let me sing the songs that you miss and tell you the stories of your childhood once again. It should
Steps
have been
forward.
us.
He takes a step forward. a half step forward, staring her in her eyes. I always knew it would end this way. You, me, and the world. Narrowing to the space between us. He will, as he goes in to embrace her, all of his hands slam into her chest, inside of it, trying to grapple at whatever organs he can find. One of his hands particularly is trying to find her heart.
Yep, you easily locate it where it should be and grasp it within your palm, fingers locking around it.
Tell me, what was Warren's last words? What did they mean? Devore was right.
And the face changes once more to that of General Miracros. And he simply says, "It means whatever you want it to mean."
If you're really Devora, I don't know what's real. Hey. This is no victory. This is no fight. This is disappointing. He pulls his hands out and lays them on the sides.
Okay. We're going to pause on Ambrose there, and we're going to go back to Aubrey. Aubrey, you have now taken command of not just this room, but all the peoples within it. You have bestowed upon them lost knowledge, lost rituals, and the weight of that is both foreign to you and understanding how important that is to all of them, but at the same time, it's liberating for you as well, knowing that you get to step in the limelight again, and people will come to you. This is your stage once more.
Well, we all know at least enough to get us through this night. Now we are into the streets, block by block. We take back our city. And our tastes so weird in his mouth is it's only the second time he's ever said it. And the first time was only a few moments earlier. He had always planned to leave. He had always wanted to escape, but now it's our city. And street by street, we will take it back. My prince, we should split up into groups. So not everyone here is as quick at making this happen. But we really should seek out the one causing all of this. The one who started the ritual. Is when we get rid of all of these spirits, will it just be over? Surely there's someone at its head.
Felicity then interjects, "Well, we did send out those humans that Max had sent to us to help out. We gave them all the UV lights we had. We told them to use fire as well, since they can safely wield it. And they have been going out throughout the city, so hopefully we're destroying these these interdimensional portals. I don't know what to call them truly, but hopefully that will end it. I
Then
don't.
we will treat the symptoms.
Yes. Yes, we will.
It looks like it's going to be a long night.
As you said, we must make haste. Separation into several groups is good. A very smart idea. The day does approach, so we truly must be quick about it. Do you have an inkling as to who here might have a better understanding of the rituals? Like who here has a stronger circle or ward? I still don't know, and I hate that I don't know more about this.
My prince, you are the most adept of the group, as far as everyone else, and that's not just me saying. You're clearly the most adept. Feel free to take a few with you, and I will take some with me, and we will scatter.
We make 10 groups then. 10 groups of 3. We know the locations of some of these Ikari mass things. We will go start there, and then spread out from whichever direction we see frozen kindred or humans. I don't know at this point what to expect. It has been long enough. From the bottom of whatever soul I have left, Aubrey Valentine, I thank you for everything, for bringing us this knowledge, for teaching it to us as if it was second nature to you, for the niceties can come after. We must make haste. Everyone, partner up and let's go. And you see the rest of them all get to their feet and just buddy system up really quickly. You at the front with Prince Felicity at one side of you and one of her hounds on the other.
He puts in a single earbud, spins his, like, shuffle like an old-fashioned iPod, and stops it. And when there's something weird in your neighborhood,
Go, Tremere! Alright, you all start making your way. This is, once again, an hour has passed between the time. So you're making your way down. I think during this time, we'll head back over to... You know what? I need a quick 2-minute bio break. 2-minute bio break, and then we'll be right back. on. Cool. Okay, cool. All right. We're back. All right. All right, so now we're jumping over to Max in the room with Lady Aisha, Megan, and Angelo. The last thing that she said was that she needs information as to who this Devora person is and whatever information you have.
How many people did I see in that house?
Oh, man.
How
You
many,
saw...
because I used my senses to see how many there were.
Are you talking about the ones that you did not go into or the one that you went into with Ambrose?
I mean, both at this point, right?
Okay.
Like, they want all that information.
The one that you went into,
Yes.
you saw 2 Vaz.
Yes.
The gigantic caterpillar human that was crawling on the stairwell walls
It
going
sucked.
down.
I remember.
You saw there were no fewer than 40 Zemitzi in that house when you were inside of it. The ones that you looked at and you saw them looking back out at you and in the woods, I'd say close to another 50 altogether.
50 on top, 50 on top, or 50
On top of that.
Good lord. Okay. So 40 to 90. Sick. Love that. Love that. Cool.
And 1 vase that you're aware of.
One boss I'm aware of that too. Okay. Okay. Because before that, they also told me what was the thing they snided me with of like having to taste the actions of my consequences.
Yeah.
Right.
Taste it. Yep.
Consequences of my actions. That lovely phrase, etc., etc. Well, from my interactions with them, counting them as we stood in the center of the mall, there was at least one really bad, like I think they're called Voss, like they're like caterpillar, really fucked up. Just a mouth that spins. It's terrible. And about, if I had to guess, 40 to 90. Zemitzi.
You also recall that the general had mentioned that this was just a small battalion
Yes.
that he was commanding.
On top of that, okay, cool, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you would know the name. You are well traveled. I'm sure there's a general amongst them known as Miraculous, right?
Miracos, yeah, Miracos.
There's a general. His name's Miracos. Really, really confident son of a bitch, but I give him reason for it.
Italian for miracle.
You are telling me that there are 90. Just this one group is 90.
Yep.
And they are in possession of a Vazoid.
Mm-hmm.
And their leader just so happens to be Ambrose Windsor's sire. And we don't know anything about her lineage, who her sire is, or anything like that.
I just know she's a bitch. Right? That's all I really know, tactically.
So, with 90 shapeshifters who can... we don't even know the extent of their flesh crafting. We don't know if they have more Vazoids hidden somewhere. And you're sure that they said Gehenna, as she turns to Angelo, and he goes, this is what it's sounded like to me from what Ambrose... It's still weird saying his name like I've met him and been friends with him for a while now. From what Ambrose told me. Yeah. This army is here to bring about Gehenna, so... And then she stopped him, so that can only mean that they are in allegiance with an antediluvian who's here to kill us all. That's
This antediluvian again. Fuck.
that's just lovely. I need to ask you a very personal question now, Max. What about Ambrose? What are his redeeming qualities that you did not turn him in once you found out who he truly was?
Honestly, a list. The fact that he knew more than me, the fact that he knew how to handle the dangers and the politics, the fact that he saved my life and the lives of several elders in this city, the fact that he stopped the Makole threat with me, and you. All I'm gonna say is, they could have run again. When the Nosferatu were wiped out, he could have run. When you came to the city, he could have run. But he stayed to make sure that this city stayed safe. He put aside his selfish desire to help our society over and over and over again, despite the fact that it put him in constant danger.
Are you suggesting? And you see her like physically battling with herself to get these words out of her. That I trade my quarry with Ambrose and redirect my focus of the hunt instead unto his sire in his place?
And the 90 Zemitzi and the Voss, and possibly any other threat that's coming to destroy the city, yes. And this is exactly what I'm asking.
A 10-year hunt is to be switched out in just one night. For the greater good, it's for the greater good, Aisha. Just... I want to kill him so badly. He's right there.
I mean, think about it. Their sire did trick you, make you look like a fool in front of the entire court.
Don't tell me what someone else has done to me. I'm well aware of it. And you see her Kopesh is dancing between her fingers over her wrist, and just it is a ballet of movements as her hand is moving on its own while the rest of her body is having an existential crisis.
Right.
And physically breaking down. It's almost as if every single atom in her body is going, well, fuck this, and dissolving away. But that one hand that demands Ambrose's blood is still toying with the Kopesh. And she just goes... sheaths the Kopesh. By the next moonrise, I want him out of the city, and I don't want to know where he goes. Or I will kill all of you where you stand. Do you understand me?
I do.
Angelo? And he just he's like, yeah, oh, yes. And she looks at Megan, not knowing her name. You? And Megan's standing there very politely. Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
Because Megan's like, I should not be here. I can't be here. Every grade of pay I've ever experienced.
and you hear her like gulping, like it's almost as if she's trying to force back a vomit that's not there because she has nothing in her stomach.
Right. Can I assume that this is their bane? That they
She is, yeah. Even her beast inside of her is just like, no, I'm letting you deal with this one on your own. You can suffer through all of this. I will deal with you at a later time, but right now, this is you.
just sit in it.
And she then like walks over to the nearest armchair. It's Robin. What are those Victorian reading
Chase.
chairs? A chase, and she collapses on the chase, just like, I need moments, not just a moment. I need moments with all of you out of this room for just 5 minutes, please. If you value your own life, give me these 5 moments, please.
I love her.
All right, everybody, get up and let's go. You heard him.
Megan has very quickly
Fastest.
exited. Just like,
Faster than
okay,
any
gone.
Kindred ever ran. A cloud of dust.
And Angel from his armchair next to the fire stands up and just goes, like, looking at her like, he's like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? Like, this isn't Lady Aisha. And he just walks past you, gives you a quick pat on your stomach as he walks out the door.
And we'll watch them writhe and not be the dignified lady that they were. And just almost feel like victorious in this moment. But then that's replaced with, again, I gotta find Ambrose to tell him immediately as I leave. And I'm sure the room doesn't survive.
The door shuts and you hear blood-curdling screams from within as the Chase Lounge is launched to the other side of the room, and you hear it explode against the far wall. And
Every time we leave a room with an elder, they just destroy a room of this house.
elders are all just like pissy little bitches. I mean, that's what they really are.
Bitch babies.
A
Get over
lot
it.
of money
and,
goes to remodeling.
and you hear her Kopesh cutting through like countless things as she's just screaming madness within. We'll say that the amount of time it took you within that room, we'll say it was a full hour, just like it was an hour for Aubrey as well.
Yeah.
You are exiting as Aubrey and his crew are coming down the stairs. Ambrose is nowhere to be seen.
I immediately pick up my phone and call him.
Ambrose, the time that you have spent outside has only been 10 minutes. There is still time between your time now and where their time is ending at this moment.
Before
But
they yell at
we
the
are going to end tonight because it is late.
alarm.
And we are going to have to pick up next week with
Finale.
the closure of our finale. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone, for joining us tonight. It has been an episode. So much has happened.
This coterie's life is an episode. Mental fucking episode.
Finale part 2.
Thank you so very much for being a part of this with us. It ain't over yet. Let's go in reverse order, Sarah. Good nights. Thaddeus?
You're muted, bud.
Good evening from the greatest wizard of our age, Aubrey Valentine, Master Sorcerer. Have a wonderful evening and thank you for joining us for part 1 of our finale. We'll see you next week.
Robin.
I've been Ambrose Windsor. And I've been close to death many times this episode. Will I survive the next one? Or will I just... Oh, I don't know, but this was a hell of an episode. Thank you for being here. Thank you for suffering with us. Christian.
Hey everybody, hi. My name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba. All over the internets. Just two-parters, huh? Two-part finales. You better not die after all that work I put in. No, don't you dare. I'll kill you myself. Take it away, Dylan.
And my name is Dylan. You can find me all across the internet and roll for Dylan.
Must.
I tired myself out tonight.
Yeah, being angry old people's terrifying.
God.
Yeah.
For everyone who is watching, I have uploaded all episodes from each season to my YouTube channel, so you can watch everything there.
Sure did.
Oh my
My
God.
feet exploded.
So yeah, go to YouTube. Same thing there. Roll for Dylan. That was freaking crazy. What a night. Thank you, friends, for your amazing acting. We're gonna raid Mozzarella. She's playing Baldur's Gate 3. Have a great week, everybody. Good night.
See ya.
Raid is being created. Let's do this. God.